If you got a property in Spain that you rent out for tourists or you're thinking about it, you might want to pay attention. Spain's become a top spot for vacation rentals. You got all these tourists and owners making good money renting out their places. But there's a problem. Not everyone's happy about it. Neighbors, communities, they are getting fed up. Noise, strangers coming in and out, it's causing a lot of tension. In order to understand this problem, we should go back to 2019. The government decided it was time to regulate vacation rentals because, let's face it, Spain has lots of tourists. So they passed this new law, Real Decreto 7/2019, and it added something interesting to the Ley de Propiedad Horizontal, specifically in Article 17.12. This article gives community buildings the power to limit vacation rental. Now, here's what things get tricky. The law says limit, but what does that actually mean? Does it mean you can set few rules, like quiet hours, or does it mean that you can completely prohibit vacation rentals on your community building? After this law came into play, different courts across Spain didn't agree on what limit meant. Some provincial courts ruled that you could only set conditions or restrictions. Meanwhile, other courts went further and said, nope, you can ban them completely. Same law, but different outcomes. Property owners, investors, and residents were caught in the middle, not knowing who to trust or what would happen next. And that's when the Spanish Supreme Court had to step in. Besides the question, what does limit mean on this law, the real question was, can a community of neighbors really ban vacation rentals with just a majority vote, or do they need unanimous approval to make that happen? By the way, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Juan Bertomeu, and alongside my father, Juan Bertomeu, we've got a tax and legal advisory firm specialized in providing services to non-residents who own properties in Spain. We've got offices in Moraira and Denia, Costa Blanca, Alicante. The first question to answer is, who created this problem? And the answer is the politicians. The truth is that the way that they wrote Article 17.12 of Ley de Propiedad Horizontal was a disaster. It created nothing but chaos. If they had simply spelled out whether communities could outright ban vacation rentals or not, we wouldn't be in these situations. The courts are already overloaded, and now they've been stuck sorting out something that should have been clear from the start. Naturally, not all property owners were in favor of banning vacation rentals. Some of them argued that banning this would violate their right to private property, which is protected by the Spanish Constitution. They claimed that as long as they were following the rules, they should have the freedom to rent out their property as they pleased. For them, it wasn't just about the tourists, it was about protecting their investment. But the court didn't see it that way. They acknowledged the right to private property, sure, but they also made it clear that this right isn't unlimited, especially in a shared living space. When you live in a building with other people, your individual rights can be restricted for the benefit of the community. So they had to put in a balance those competing interests, the freedom of individual owners versus the well-being of the whole community. I know this is very tricky and it's not easy to make a decision that can make everyone happy. Now it's time to answer to the question, what does actually the word limit mean in Article 17.12 of the Ley de Propiedad Horizontal? And now the Supreme Court has made it very clear. The word limit does allow community buildings to completely ban vacation rentals if they reach 3/5 majority vote. The court considered the law's purpose, which is to help residential buildings handle issues caused by short-term tourist rentals. This ruling means that communities can do more than just set restrictions. Now they can fully stop vacation rentals if enough owners agree. Now there's one more important point to make. This rule doesn't have retroactive effects. This means that if you are already renting a vacation rental and everything's in order, like you have the proper licenses, you don't have to worry about it. However, if you're operating without the right permits or you're about to start a vacation rental, you should consider this because this is the new reality of things. However, if you are living in a single house, what we call in Spain a chalet, you don't have to worry about it. This only affects community buildings. It's clear that having administrative licenses will be key. It will be now local governments, city councils, who will play a bigger role deciding where and how can vacation rentals operate. So if you're thinking about getting into the vacation rental market, we want to focus on getting the proper licenses in place, because even though communities can now vote to restrict or ban vacation rentals, they cannot overrule a legally granted administrative license. That's going to be the best protection you have moving forward. In conclusion, the Spanish Supreme Court ruling is a big deal, but it's not the end of the world. It's just a shifting on how things are regulated. So, if you're following the rules, you don't have nothing to worry about. And if you're not, just make sure your paperwork is in order. Thank you very much for watching this video. I want to say something more. If you've got a specific question on how this law might affect your property, or if you're dealing with an issue with your community of neighbors, like one of our German clients whose neighbor built something they shouldn't have, feel free to reach out. The first consultation is completely free, and you can do it in person, online, through WhatsApp. It's very easy. You have all the information down in the comments and in the description of the video. And well, I'm Juan Bertomeu, and alongside my father, we're specialized in providing legal services for non-residents in Spain. Thank you for watching. If you've got any ideas on future videos, please write them down as well, and see you in the next one. Thank you.